We have gathered here for the benediction ceremony of
शेफाली, वो इको हो रहा है। वेबएक्स का लिंक बंद करो, तुम अपना वो माइक्रोफोन बंद करो। नहीं, यहाँ से गड़बड़ नहीं है। चलो।
Hello. So this benediction ceremony of First National Conference on Emerging Technologies for Law Enforcement Agencies, Challenges and Opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us very distinguished guest for benediction ceremony. On behalf of Director CAPT and all the participants, I take this opportunity to heartily welcome Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Sanjay Singh Sir, IPS, Additional Director General, West Bengal,
Thank you.
as a chief guest for the benediction ceremony. I would like to express our gratitude to Sir for gracing this occasion. We are really thankful to you, Sir, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to attend the function. Further, I welcome all the dignitaries on the dais, and all the people who are watching the event of this conference online also. Now, I request Director CAPT to present the conference summary. Over to Director, Sir.
Good evening, everyone. तुमने बिगाड़ दिया इनको सबको, सागर. Anyway, it's always very difficult to stand here and speak, and especially after when witnessing the kind of questions and the queries that were emanating from you in the past 2 days. इनॉग्रल तो ठीक है, बोल दिया था मैंने, जो कुछ भी बोल दिया था. अब बहुत मुश्किल है आप लोगों के सामने कुछ भी बोलना. But nonetheless, I stand in front of you for 2 things. First is I would like to present a summary of whatever has been discussed in the past 2 days, and also something upon the feedback that you have given insofar as this conference is concerned. So when we were discussing about this national conference on emerging technologies, the kind of thought that was in my mind was to think about what is emerging and what would be our challenges, and of course there would be certain opportunities also for us in the coming years, maybe next 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, maybe 10 years, and how to gear up, how to prepare ourselves to protect the society, protect the community that we serve. ये सोच करके ये मैंने प्लान किया था. So what is very interesting is, and I'm happy that we closed this two-day conference with Rakshit Tandon's speech. And then you realize, is he here? Yes. And then you realize that we are struggling, we as law enforcement officers, agencies are still struggling with the present day technologies. 3G से 4G में आए, we are struggling with 4G, we are struggling with IPDR, we are still struggling with CDRs. Most of us are using it on an Excel sheet and filtering and blah blah. So many things can be speeded up provided we have the intention, we have the resources, maybe an SQL server. If not an SQL server, at least We must know and we must understand SQL. So lot many things can be done much easily provided we are enabled. And how do we enable ourselves? We can only enable ourselves into dwelling down to investigation of such type of crimes. And mind you, this is the future in crime. वो चोरी चकारी 279 तो होगा, पर 379, 380 ये सब खत्म हो जाएगा, 392, 394 सब धीरे धीरे खत्म हो जाएगा. This is the only thing that we are going to experience in the coming days. The other day I was speaking to Praveen, and Praveen told me that there is a website which says that the people have been duped with cryptocurrency, and what is the volume of that cryptocurrencies that have been duped from these people. And he said that there is a database of about close to 500 people. Praveen hai yahan pe? 500 people. And he had a certain idea how to go about it. But then you realize that our Prime Minister has been speaking about making India a $5 trillion economy. And do you realize what is the quantum of cyber fraud or cyber crime in the year 2020-21? World over, it was $6 trillion. What does that mean? That perhaps cyber fraud, cyber crimes have the second largest GDP in the world. So just imagine, where are we? And to finish this off, I must tell you, I was speaking to Anil and Rakshit. The number of cases that were reported by CERT last year was 40 lakhs. Number of cyber incidences reported by CERT was 40 lakhs. And what does the NCRB report say? How many cases were registered by police? Countrywide, 40,000. Only 1%. Why? Because we are incapable of handling this volume. Simple reason is this. And therefore, we have to think big. We have to come out of silos. I was speaking to the lady from Rashi Raksha, Dharti naam hai na? Rashi Raksha. हमको आगे बढ़ना पड़ेगा, and we have to involve lot many people. We have to enable our constables to do cyber forensics. अगर हम नहीं उनको enable करेंगे तो we just cannot compete with the criminal. So with those words, let me produce the conference report. So the conference was inaugurated by Shri Rishi Shukla, and during his inaugural speech, he emphasized on the challenges of the impact of technology on human minds and where are we lagging behind. He said we should involve police officers with excellent technology awareness. They should be the leaders, of course, and prosecutors, forensic scientists, and come up with the suggestions which would help the investigators to put up the technological evidence in court of law. The first session was presented by Shri Surya Kotha, CEO Excellence on Augmented Reality and Metaverse and how it will affect law enforcement. He spoke about emerging crimes in Metaverse such as virtual theft, monitoring extremists, content, hacking, etc. He recommended that LES should demand all these companies coming up with virtual or augmented reality to facilitate them with the monitoring so that law enforcement could monitor, track and figure out these things as quickly as possible. Due to procedural delay, the perpetrators make more victims. The process has to be automated with all the service providers. What is very interesting, I would like to add, कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है इसको. If you want, you can go to CAPT Bhopal YouTube channel, and this is being telecasted live. In any case, we are on WebEx, and it is also being recorded. If you want a copy, you will always get it. So at this point of time, I would request all of you, because this conference was designed by us, thought about us. But now I think that we should also spread our wings. We should involve state governments. We should involve CAPFs, and we should come up with a steering committee or a group of like-minded people who appreciate technology and come up with the topics for the uh, next conference, and also to ensure that people who are interested in technology should attend this conference whenever the second version happens. So I would like all of you, you would be on the WhatsApp group also. I would suggest that we join hands. सिर्फ और सिर्फ ये मेरे बस की नहीं है, हमको हाथ मिल करके जोड़ना पड़ेगा, इकट्ठा करना पड़ेगा, और हमारी सामूहिक शक्ति मिल करके ही इसको आगे लेकर के जा सकती है. So, and this is the point where what he said, Surya Kotha, that we, the law enforcement agencies, should become a driving force for our legislators to come up with actual legislations which help us mitigate all our sorrows insofar as investigation is concerned. तो हम लोग अगर मिल करके करेंगे individually in states, whatever steering committee we design, individually in states and together with through the BPRD to MHA, maybe we would get all what we desire insofar as legislation is concerned much earlier. The second presentation was Dr. Vijay Bhaskar Semwal on AI introduction in metaverse, blockchain and adoption in metaverse. He explained the use of AI in metaverse and blockchain technology. He explained how blockchain is one of the greatest tools for law enforcement. He emphasized on the use of blockchain in CCTNS, ICJS and other applications of Government of India to avoid allegations in court of law. The third presentation was Shri Vijay Pamarathi, Trust and Safety Manager, Meta, on security aspects in metaverse. He stated that there were 3.3 billion users across the world and safety of women and children is primary concern. He explained about helpline website www.stopncii.org and how it works. He also said that if we can find some consensus images on platform, we can upload the image and it will create hash of that image. If that image is found anywhere in the platform, it will be taken down. The second session of the day was dedicated to the theme New Age Technology for Investigation of Cybercrime. The first presentation was done by Madhav Chablani ji. He explained how AI can help us tackle problems of scale, how it can address issues before they become threats. He also said AI helps crime prevention and investigation. An intelligent agent work in AI and its goal is to maximize the probability of completing an assigned goal by sensing, learning and acting. AI could be used for security, stored data and streaming data using intelligent agents. It can provide predictive insights, actionable recommendations and autonomous mitigations. The second presentation was done by Shri Sufyan Badar, former teaching faculty, University of California, on face/gait recognition, analysis and synthesis. The third presentation was done by Dr. Professor Shishir Kumar Shandil from the VIT Bhopal University on metaverse security. He explained about various financial potentials of metaverse, its layers, cybersecurity challenges, and how policing can be done on metaverse. It could be done through auto avatars having checkpoints in metaverse, emergency complaints center inside metaverse, maybe a police station inside metaverse, daily activity checked by metaverse service providers, mass DUIDs, specific acts, sections, etc. The fourth presentation was done by Dr. Farooq Qazi of VGTI Mumbai on securing cyberspace, infrastructure and information warfare. And he presented case studies on cyber attacks like Ukraine power grid, Turkish pipeline attack, Stuxnet, Duku malware, Shamum Saudi Armeo attack, cyber attack on Kudarikulam nuclear power plant in India, Mumbai grid failure on 12th October 2020, Tata Power 14th October 2022. So he spoke about critical safety of critical infrastructure, and he very clearly spoke about OM and IM and how to keep them separate. The next session was dedicated to implications of latest technology and trends. The first presenter was Shri Ashok Kumar, DDG, NTI-PRIT on 5G public and private network principles, features and vulnerabilities. He explained the 5G technology, its uses, scenario, technology, features for public safety, security aspects and lawful interception. He explained about the security concerns because multiple services in numerous networks and point makes 5G more vulnerable. The second presentation was done by Shri Vishal Dheer, ITS Director, NTI-PRIT Ghaziabad on use of AI and big data in telecom related frauds and investigations. He spoke about the TAFCOP solution of DOT and way forward in 5G. These solutions help in detecting fake SIMs, quarantine, alert system and bulk message tracking. He also explained that how we can utilize live database of TSP for tracking during mega events. The third presentation was done by Shri Manish Rajput, Joint Advisor, and Shri Alok Srivastav, SRO on prevention and detection of fraud and unsolicited commercial communication. They discussed about the steps taken by TRAI for prevention and detection of fraud and unsolicited commercial communication, such as fraudulent international calls, tower frauds, electricity hill scam, free gift, heavy discount scam, OLX, QR code fraud, etc., etc. And that was the time when I realized that as the founder of the ATS here in Madhya Pradesh, those days we could only gather CAPs and CDRs, and I mean, you get a CAF, you go and knock at the door and you find that the photo on the CAF is, and the name of the person is not the same. He says, I don't know, I am so and so, I've never met this man. So you, at that point of time and even now, you realize that the amount, the database, the integrity of the database being maintained by all these service providers is what? Despite the KYC, only perhaps the banks have the correct KYC, but all the service providers do not have the correct KYC of the person using their services. So it is a long way, we have to work a lot on this. The second session today was on investing in cryptocurrency, and Riaz Iqbal, the DCP here, Central Zone, he elucidated on cryptocurrency and darknet. He explained the digital coins, wallets, mining, exchanges. He also explained the difference between digital signature and blockchain, private key and public key. The second presentation was done by Praveen Mandloi, SP CBI on investigation on cryptocurrency. He spoke about tracking transactions via blockchain, tracking wallets, user addresses, seizure of crypto assets. And while I was listening to Praveen, everything appeared so simple कि ये 5 मिनट में हमने कर लिया और ये हमने 10 मिनट में कर लिया. I know him for a very, very long time and I know his capabilities. And I'm very happy that he has constantly upgraded his capabilities and he has constantly been in touch with whatever he is doing and whatever is in inside technology in the present day scenario. आगे क्या होने वाला है? I remember very vividly about 10 years back, he would put thousands of CDRs in Hadoop and come up with necessary information just like this. तो हम सबको कोशिश ये करनी चाहिए कि जितना उसके पास ज़ील है करने का, आगे बढ़ने का और जानने का, वो inquisitiveness, unless we have that, we cannot excel in whatever we are doing. The next presentation was given by Shri Chatak Vajpayee on introduction and investigation on dark web, and he told us about how to create wallets, get evidence from dark web. use of Hunchley daily dark web reports that allow analysis to access new Onion extensions and gain report. What is very interesting is that many of us didn't even know what an Onion browser is, what a Tor browser is, and he's speaking about the new Onion extensions. He spoke about tools to find possible leaking IP addresses and databases to show cryptocurrency transactions, date, time, and transaction ID is known. The last presentation was of course done by Rakshit. तुम भी ये है YouTube पे है, don't worry. Future plan of action to address security issues in emerging technologies. He explained how bad guys are hacking IP address, quantum computing, that is future of technology which can crack all the security issues. He also said that e-waste is never destroyed and hackers are using it as weapon. Thanks to you that you brought this into our notice. Even I had never ever thought about it. Further, he explained about Cyber Intelligence Unit of CERT, which provides collaborative platform for IT experts with law enforcement agencies. So with that roundup, a little bit about the feedback that you have given. How do you rate the national conference? 89% say it was excellent, 10% say very good, 1% say was good, which simply means that nothing can satisfy some people. How you rate the accommodation provided by CAPT? 90% say excellent, 9% say very good, 1% say good. How do you rate the transportation? 82% say excellent, rest say very good. Meals, 67% say excellent, 27% very good, 2% say poor. So we have to look into that. Moderators were consistently able to make the discussion relevant. 79% agree fully, 15% to a great extent. About the exchange of ideas, participation and group interaction, 91% say it was excellent. Insofar as duration of conference, 88% say it was enough, and 10% say it was too short, 2% say it was short. What you liked most about the national conference? Speakers, panel discussions, examples, experts knowledge, discussion on each topic, selection of topics and presentations, great experience, wonderful ambience, facilities provided was very good, topic selected by organizer is the need of hour, very informative, most knowledgeable and experienced speakers. Thank you, speakers. Were there to share their thoughts. Overall excellent experience. Duration should be 3 days, arrangements are good, well organized, etc. Thank you for hosting this conference. Very unique effort to organize this. Recommendations to improve conference module, more live and case-oriented pedagogy, no need to give much time on theory, to be more specific in some cases, conduct more such conferences. More time may be awarded to group discussions, self-actualization and thought-provoking ideas. Such conferences should be organized on more frequent basis. Too much of academic discussion related to technicalities can be avoided. Further topics like use of latest technology like data analytics in different organizations as examples of best practices so that all of us can take back some of the ideas and implement the same in our respective organizations. Avoid academic topics and discussions as well as academicians who are not associated with the LEAs. I somehow disagree with it. सारी कहानी तो वहीं से शुरू होती है. टेक्नोलॉजी की भी कहानी वहीं से शुरू होती है और उस टेक्नोलॉजी के मिसयूज़ को कैसे रोका जाए वो भी कहानी academician से शुरू होती है. More detailed discussion on topics, either conference to be extended or topics minimized. Need to add some important case studies, etc. Suggestive topics for next conference: dark web, cyber fraud prevention, emerging cyber challenges, hacking and its type, drone technology, use of data analytics, PMLA, cybercrime, IPDR. One full conference could be dedicated to dark web and cryptocurrency, radicalization in cyberspace, very good. Use of modern technology in operation and man management, yes. Automation and robotics, etc., etc. So as I had requested that if we could together form a team here, we can communicate over email and maybe have a meeting once a year, and based on that meeting decide on I would like that people come here and present their papers, also research papers. We can think in terms of that, and I would again urge you to volunteer for this steering committee. What you did not like about the national conference? Just a minor issue regarding lodging. Bed was very small. Lodging part can be improved a little. What you did not like about the national conference? Topics on metaverse. 2 साल में ये रियलिटी हो जाएगी मेटावर्स, है अभी भी है, पर जानना इसको बहुत ज़रूरी है. Too lengthy and academic topics discussed by academicians who were not associated with LES. Food quality can be definitely improved. Some speakers did not adhere to the time limit. Issue of connectivity. Conference is very short and topics are more. Inviting faculty who are less practical and more academic. Okay, so we can address most of these issues provided we can gather a steering committee for the next conference. I usually do not do it for the other conferences that we host here in the academy, but certainly for this, because I myself feel that I am out of touch. I do not know much about the future technologies, how they are emanating, how to go about it, how to investigate it, because I have been away from law enforcement for a fairly long time now 6 years here. So, but I personally feel that younger officers who have dedication, like Praveen, like Riaz, like, and we can get together and we can make a steering committee, and people from CAPF, problems related to them, we can get together and we can make life much easier for ourselves as investigators. To round it up, I must tell you that we have many issues, many problems insofar as our productivity is concerned. I personally feel that all of us are carrying a mobile phone, and in coming days, in maybe about 2-3 years time, this would be the greatest friend of yours in your pocket, which will not only take pictures, videos of your crime scene, but also convert whatever is the text of the spoken word by the complainant or your statements immediately into text files, and would immediately synchronize it with the servers, and our life would become much easier, and whatever permutation, combination or computation that you desire can be done here on your mobile phones itself. मेरा तो अपना ये मानना है कि we are about 35 lakh strong force, including CAPFs and state police organizations. Why don't we create our own operating system like Kavach here? All what information that is required by us should be here. We want to know a regulation, we want to know about any IPC or CR, whatever we want to know, what the procedures in our office working, it should be available here. It can be done, not very difficult. तो आने वाला फ्यूचर जो मुझे समझ में आता है अपनी सुविधा के लिए, वो ये है. I think I have taken more than adequate time, and Sanjay is waiting for us for a fairly long time, 35 minutes now. He joined at 5. Sanjay is Additional Director General of West Bengal Police, and he is the chief guest for today's function, valedictory function. Of the many reasons that he would be addressing us in this valedictory function, of the many reasons, one I would cite here, that he is my batchmate. No, but insofar as technology is concerned, he is himself an engineer, and insofar as technology is concerned, of the so many people that I have come across, met, spoken to and discussed, he is someone who has tried to utilize whatever knowledge and experience he has and the skills that he has developed in the past couple of decades. He has tried to help the communities that we serve in into fast-pacing investigation. So his latest invention, I would say, is a website named www.wbmissingfound.com. Go visit it, and he would perhaps be sharing his experiences into creation of that website and the potential. I always say that it would be a deluge in just a couple of weeks. वो हम लोग मेटावर्स का वो पढ़ रहे थे ना सर, क्या कर्व दिखा रहा था वो 1 million in 1 month and 10 million in 15 days दिखा रहा था ना. तो you are going to face a deluge now. So you have to upgrade the capabilities of your server. And with those words, I would say thank you all for having come here and participated so well in this conference. I look forward to seeing many of you in the next edition of this conference. I would, of course, I believe I wouldn't be sitting here. I would also be sitting with you, like you, down below. Those words, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your precious words and for addressing the audience with conference summary. From Rashtriya Raksha Shakti University, Dharti Dholaria ma'am would like to present a memento to the director, sir. Sir, just a few minutes, sir. Thank you, sir. As we move on further sequence, please allow me to introduce our honorable chief guest to the audience. Shri Sanjay Singh, IPS, is the 92 batch officer of West Bengal cadre. Sir has been Superintendent of Police of Murshidabad, Birbhum district and Special Superintendent of CID. He has been DIG training and also been on key posts like Joint Commissioner of Police of Kolkata, Inspector General of Police North Bengal Zone, IG and ADG of CID, Commissioner of Police Barakpur, Police Commissionerate, Director of Economic Offences Wing, and from January 2000 to January 2004, sir has been on deputation with Intelligence Bureau, Government of India, and presently he is Additional Director General Western Zone of West Bengal. Also a recipient of President Police Medal for Meritorious Service in 2009 and received silver medal in hackathon, individual category. So now I request chief guest to address the audience. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Pawan, for your very kind introduction. Not all of it was probably well deserved, but yeah, that your bashment is undisputed.
Sanjay, you have to unmute yourself.
Good evening, ladies and
Sanjay,
gentlemen.
you have to unmute yourself.
I was going through your seminar itinerary for the last 2 days, and I was feeling a bit overawed with all the subjects that you have been spoken on, the metaverse and the use of AI and the blockchain technologies. Many of these things are very foreign to me. Not foreign, I would say, but yes, I don't have a very good grip on them. What I would like to talk to you about is a slightly different perspective. I have what you can say a bottoms-up view of technology. If you ask, like, why do we exist? I think most of you are probably police officers. I'm not sure about the participant demography, but what do we exist for? As an ADG, what do I exist for? Or even my 8 SPs who are there, what do they exist for? We all exist so that the Thanedar can do his duty in a better way. I would say that's our only reason for existence. So whenever I think about doing something, I think, how is it going to benefit the officer investigating a case? How is it going to benefit a person? And we are all problem solvers. Fundamentally, policing, if you see, is a problem solving service. In our day-to-day lives, we solve problems. All of you solve problems all the time. And how can we apply technology to solve the same problems? That I feel is probably the better use of technology to solve problems. So it has to come out of a problem. And when Pawan was speaking, I think because he's my batchmate, I find there were so many things that were resonating with me. Many things which he said, like when we talk about emerging technologies, we already have existing technologies. Have we made the best use of that? Isn't it true that at the Thana level, at least, most officers are still analyzing CDR in Excel spreadsheet and cross tabs? What is the reason for that? So things like this, they are the things which throw up your my desire to. I'm also a programmer. It's my part-time job. It's like in my part-time I do my programming. I've kept up with my skills. So I will just share with you some mantras about my own journey of development and how it has affected the policing in West Bengal. So one of the first things I realized a long time back is that information is power. You have to understand this, that information is the only power now. When we were much younger in service, when we used to go around to the police station for some investigating of some sensational crime, you would find there is a hanging wall chart of active criminal list. और वही सड़े गले उसमें 5, 6, 10 नाम उसमें going on and on for year after year, they will be there. Most of them irrelevant. And the Thanedar, OC, will take out a diary, which will be his personal diary, in which there will be the special notes about all the criminal networks that he knows about. And when the OC goes, the diary goes with him. So it is like power to him. He knows that makes him powerful, that makes him, people, his officers, his SP, they would like him to stay on in that post because he has that power. So, and when the new OC comes, he is at a loss. I mean, either he has to start from scratch or so these are the things kind of, in the scenario in which I've been working with technology for a long time, I would say. I think the first app I developed was back in 1994, but I will not go that far back. In 2015, I made something called, crime criminal search. So it also arose out of a problem. The problem was that a unique kind of rape cum dacoity had taken place, a very unique kind of. And there was, it created some kind of a sensation also. And there was no information about modus operandi of similar criminals who may have committed similar crimes. So that was the time when I thought of, I'll share a few screens with you in a short while. There should be a single repository of data. There should be a single repository where you can search for any kind of thing. You can search for simple things like modus operandi. You can search for a keyword. You can search for something like a person who attacks elderly people in their houses, anything. A person who commits rape at the time he's committing dacoity, things like that. And that's where this idea was born for making the CCS. I'll share the screen with you in a very short while after I finish speaking. In the last 7 years, it has helped in detection of thousands of cases. My SPs keep on informing me like how they detected some case with the help of that. So I think it has added value. So you see, nothing great has gone into it. All my learning has been from almost self-taught. I would say any of you can do it. Any of you can do that learning. If you join certain courses, if you do some online courses. The idea is to start with a problem. You are faced with a problem and you want to solve it. And that's where you start thinking, what can be done for this? So I basically made a web application. It's something like CCTNS, but slightly different. Like Pawan also mentioned this, that your mobile phone is going to be very handy. So your information has to be available to the IO at the spot, not when he comes back to the Thana. And it has to be available in a usable format. It has to be something which he can immediately find some leads. He can take out, probably, if there's been a dacoity, bus dacoity, he should be able to take out a suspect gallery list on his phone and show it to the victims, see if anybody can identify them. It should have some kind of a face search feature so that if you can photograph a person and upload it, he gets a feedback immediately whether that person exists in the database. So things like this. So, it would make the officer smarter in his day-to-day work. That CCS was born. And then 2 years back, I learned something new. I will come to this. I will end my talk with a few things which I feel all of you should take back with you. So one of those things which all of you should take back with you is graph theory. I think it will change the way you look at the world. All of us think of the world as tables, like Pavan talked about SQL. Yes, SQL has stood us in very good stead so far, but it's changing now. You can find out more about this. What are graphs? You know, the world is actually graph. It's not tables. You have entities and you have connections. You have a criminal and there is a crime, and there is a connection between them. Between the crime and a place, there is a connection. All three of them are connected to a timestamp, I would say. So things like that. The crime itself is connected to certain categories. Murder with this kind of crime. It's connected to a modus operandi. So you see, the world is like a net. Now that a criminal may be connected to a mobile phone. So even that is a connection. That criminal being connected to a mobile phone. So once I made this CCS, I think I should start sharing my screen with you. I will come to this, what Pavan mentioned about missing found slightly later. I think I have about 10 minutes. This is the first thing. So the most important thing you need to see is this, that it has about 9 lakh criminal records and 8.5 lakh crime records. And something similar, something comparable number of photographs. I've not mentioned the photographs here, but a huge number of photographs.
Sanjay, 1 minute. Shefali.
Okay. It went online in 2015
Sanjay, please,
and it has survived. Not because of any kind of diktat. Very often we
Shefali,
force
बड़ा
our
करो
officers
इसको
to
screen
upload
को.
data. And the officers feel कि हमें क्या मिल रहा
Sanjay,
है?
1 minute hold
Why are we
करना,
uploading
please.
data? So this is something which is not like that. This is something
Screen
which
बड़ी
officers
करो
have
ना.
willingly taken to the fish to the water. So you see, I have made a list of
Unmute
the
करो
officers.
सर को.
Just look at these officers. These are Thana level officers who have added like 5,000 photographs, 2,000 photographs. Can you imagine the effort they have put in? I made a list of the best contributors. So now this record is, I would say, democratized. When I spoke about the Thanedar who used to carry a pocket diary with himself, those days are gone. Any one of the 40,000 police personnel, 60,000 police personnel, even a constable who's probably given some extra responsibility to investigate a case, can get access to any kind of data. And the data is, I will not go very deep into that about the data. So, let me quickly get off with that. If you might take away points for you, you must understand data. If you want to make any kind of impact in your policing day to day, you must understand what is data and data analysis. You must understand graph. You must learn graph theory. That is something which very few people know. You must learn it. And I would say you must learn machine learning. If you have a grasp of these three things, you will make things. You must be a builder. You must make things. You must make things because the proof of the cake is in the eating. There's no point doing things just for kind of an academic kick. So let me start with this. For example, this is a basic criminal search. I can't think of a better way to visualize a criminal's crime record than by this graph. But this is not just about visualization, as I will show you. Okay. These yellow ones are all the cases. You click and you see the gist of the case. And these are all criminals. You click and you see certain more details or you navigate to them. Okay. So you see their address and other things, or you navigate to them. But this is not all. Like this is the part of the visualization part. Now, can you imagine, many of you are police officers, can you imagine what is the benefit of having a criminal's entire criminal record in one place? Can you imagine the benefit? This is his network. You see there are about 30 or 40 blue dots. Here, sorry, I should scroll up a little bit. Yeah. And so you see, this is the entire criminal network, and the yellow ones are all the cases. So the moment this guy is arrested again, everybody immediately looks up all the cases in which may have jumped bail. And this has come in handy so many times. People have searched on this. They have, people have used it in so many different ways. They have got a suspect number from a tower dump, number from a tower dump. They've seen the CDR. They've got certain names, and they've searched in the crime record, and they've seen the similar kind of criminal. A criminal who commits jewelry shop theft. There was a young IPS officer who made a presentation on this. Anyway. So, but this has much more than this. This person, Shamim Hussain, as you can see, this is his network. But there is a second layer of network, which a SQL database cannot give you. That is here. I can see in his second layer of network, there are more than 400 people. And, gang formation is a dynamic thing. Sameem Hussain is not going to be stuck to these 60, 30, 40 people all his life. He's going to jump. Day after tomorrow, he may find a friend through Rakesh Patlu and join up with that friend. So that's where this extended network comes. This is his entire extended network. And if I click on any one of them, I see how the network is forming, how the link is forming. Okay. So this is the power of graph theory. Let me show you, like, how much it can, how deep this network can show you. This is the bank dacoit, and this is another bank dacoit. Why is he a bank dacoit? Because this is a 395, 397 case, and in a bank. Okay. And this guy is a bank dacoit. Why? Because, again, a bank, Muthoot Group, bank dacoity. And they are in a similar area because of the tower dump, it has been seen. So can they be ganging up? And who will be can you see this graph? Like it has drawn a thread from Ranjit to Kamaluddin, like just like a thread weaving through. And see, Ranjit, I think you've understood the color codes. These yellow ones are the cases. Ranjit in this case with Muhammad Alam, in this case with Raja, in this, like this, on and on and on. Not only that, I can find a connection between a criminal and a police station, even if he has never committed a crime in that. Is he likely to commit a crime? And if so, with whom? So, it's like mind-boggling, the power behind this technology. So this is helping the officers. I think I need to rush. So like I told you, many times you will see a top-down approach. People make things, मेरे पास सारा डेटा सवेरे आ जाता है, एडीजी साहब के पास सारा डेटा आ जाता है पूरे जोन का. आप करते क्या हो? Any information which you don't act on is useless. If I'm getting a whole dashboard and I'm not acting on it, any information which you get and you don't act on it, which doesn't initiate an action, is useless. There's no point spending money on that. So, but in certain cases, I need, like there's a concept of a dashboard. SP level officer also needs to have a dashboard. Something like a pilot. He has to keep on looking at a lot of things. So this is, for example, the dashboard for SPs. ये लाल दिखा रहा है ना, लाल because 15 हो गए इस साल, 12 हुए थे पिछले साल. Sorry, थाने में 15 हो गए इस साल, 12 पिछले साल, district 119 as compared to 89. So murder is rising, not only in the district, in the police station, but in the district also. So this is the dashboard for the SPs. This is I think about 3-4 days last week's Delhi state trip, and everybody in the state can see this. You can see what kind of crimes are being committed. कहाँ दिखता है ये सब? So you democratize information, make our officers powerful. Once a cop on the street is powerful, you'll have better policing. Okay, so I'll very quickly go through some of the other things. What Pawan said, for example, he mentioned CDR again and again. All of us have to realize that our police headquarters, very often they get vendor driven. Vendors, they sell a certain software. And I think many of you are functioning police officers. How many times have you felt frustrated with something like C5 or some other software, I2 you may be using or anything? You want certain things. There was a case in which I want to see who are the 3 people who walked together all through the night, through the jungle. I have a lot of tower dumps, the entire tower dump of the location. Is there any kind of pattern of matching which 3 people walk together all the night? It can't give me. There are so many things as a police officer which comes out in social engineering. Like we understand how criminals behave. Software companies don't. They are very good at making software, but we have certain requirements. Will they cater to that? No. Because they are like giant elephants. They are like, monoliths. They are not likely to listen to you and give a update in the next week. So I made my own CDR software, and I believe it's better than C5. We have already detected cases with that. What did I do? I mean, the same thing, technology, graph theory. Graph theory is again very important. I would say if any of you, in the end, I'll share my certain details with you. And if any of you want to contact me, these are things in which I would like to collaborate with you. I am a learner, just like you. Many of the things, blockchain, for example, I'll come to that. That is something which I want to do. As Pawan also mentioned, we have to realize now that cyber crime is probably the only crime we need to pay our maximum attention to. Everything else is secondary now compared to that. And there is a huge implication of network theory in cyber crimes. The whole ecosystem of cyber crimes has a total graph structure. There are bank wallets. There are certain numbers from which calls are made. There are certain beneficiaries to which they are packaged and moved out. There are certain IP addresses. There are so many things. There are certain what do you call the blockchain? There are certain bit wallets from which are suspected. I recently attended a presentation in which a multinational company, they were selling their software for crores. And then, I was flabbergasted. We can make the same software. We can make the same software with, if you understand graph theory and machine learning. A little bit of machine learning to understand the suspected wallets, and graph theory to connect for the database. So all of you must take this back, that don't be driven by, vendor thing. This is the best. This is definitely not the best, which is being given to us by the so-called vendors. Make your own things. Identify talent. We have a home guard. Home guard, he's paid something like 18,000. I was visiting a district, and to my amazement, he was, when you get a WhatsApp call, you want to get his IP address. WhatsApp take a long time to give you the IP address or his location. So many people don't use the number, with WhatsApp. If you have a number, you get the CDR anyway. But they use it through Wi-Fi. So this guy was sitting at this boy who earns 20,000 rupees a month. He was sitting in a police station, and he had applied Wireshark, and he was making a WhatsApp call to that number, and he was getting the IP address on the Wireshark, the packets he was returning the packets. Can you imagine a boy who's earning 20,000 rupees? Just imagine how many sub-inspectors, how many constables, how many inspectors, how many DSPs, and definitely a huge number of IPS officers are there in your respective states who can make a kind of a core group. They are the people who should make policies, identify the talent, involve them in the policy making, use them. So I think I would now come to what Pawan mentioned. I must cover that. Recently, this another problem. In Bengal, we saw that over a period of 3 years, there were 12,000 unidentified dead bodies. And can you guess how many remained unidentified after that 3 years period? 8,500. 8,500 out of 11,000 bodies remain unidentified. Did these people come from the moon to get killed on Earth? No. There is a huge, huge problem in this process of identification, and you all know it. What is the problem? The problem is that nobody pays attention to missing report. Everybody gives that hue and cry report. Nobody pays attention to a dead body found report, UD case report. And even if you share, there's no mechanism for sharing photographs. So the problem is to start is like they got new code. Contagious map. It uses machine learning as well as a facial recognition. Facial recognition is not exactly machine learning, but machine learning is something like, it keeps on training itself to get better and better. So you can search with certain keywords, and in many different ways. You can search for a location, uske aas-paas mein koi ghatna ghati ho, or otherwise, the moment you upload, if there's a match, you will get an immediate report. Okay. You can also search for, a lot of people said, like, my officers in the field, they give the feedback. Very often you have river deaths. They are very important. So you give a geographical area and you search for all the river deaths. It will show you the river deaths which have taken place. You see the details, see if any of them matches the person. These are deaths. So if any of them matches the person missing in your area, these are all river deaths. Okay. Then somebody mentioned about rail, GRP, SRP. So I made this for the rails. These are all rail lines. If you zoom in, you can see, these are all rail lines. Rails are not visible on this layer. Or, for example, roads. Okay, this one is road, sorry. So I added for rails also, like, these are, very often the murder, they kill a body, they kill a person and dump him in. So all these people, like 8,000 people, they are basically from either the neighboring police station or the neighboring district, and nobody has a clue. OCs don't even talk to each other about this. So most of it is dumping. Murder, take him on a highway and dump him after about 50 kilometers. And nobody will ever even connect the two. So all the road dumpings and even RTA cases, somebody has lost a person and he suspects there may be an RTA. So all these cases. And to our good fortune and God's grace, I think within 2 weeks of its launching, this is the first success. This gentleman was missing. This was a dead body in a railway accident. And there was absolutely no clue to either OC about this. My time is up as per my watch. And this app gave them a report, and the OCs contacted each other, and the family went and identified. Can you imagine the relief they must have got? It would have never been identified otherwise. We would have disposed of the body as unknown, and imagine the other benefits, the railway compensation. This was a railway accident. And the public is benefited. I have added a portal for public to upload their comments. The moment they upload their reports, the moment they upload a report, it goes straight to the OC's inbox. SMS is also generated. They start acting on it because they have their photograph of the missing person and telephone number, so they can start the tracking. And there was a very satisfied customer. There was a very satisfied person whose wife was found so proactively, and he gave this feedback. So I would, I should share a few things with you. I think I'll stop sharing. Yes. And I will share in the chat. If any of you want, you can note down. There is no chat button. There is. Okay. First of all, my email ID. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is correct. Number two, if you want to learn more about this app is, any of you want it, it's free of cost to you. Just contact me, I will give you the source code, and you deploy it in your state. I am sure you'll be doing a great favor to your people. I've made it open source. And if you want to learn about this app, this is my YouTube channel. Okay. These last 4 videos pertain to, this is the inaugural video, what is the feature, how to search along a river or a rail track or something, curated search, and other things are there. And if you want to learn more about what is my crime criminal search, this is a very long video, 1 घंटा 12 minute का है, but if you are interested, you can see that. What is crime criminal search? So I am copying this and putting it in the, this is the YouTube channel in which you can see any of this. So I think what I'm working on now, if any of you are interested, you must contact me. Traffic accidents, for example, again, it's a problem. Traffic, how do we bring down traffic accidents? So application of AI, you have to apply AI. Around 10 years back, all of us understood about black spots. What is a black spot? It's basically a clustering. It's called clustering in technical terms, clustering of geographical area. Clustering meaning a small area in which the incidents are reported. But there are other clusters. An accident has many features. One feature is, for example, time of day. So there may be time of day clusters, there may be day of the week clusters, there may be annual cycles, day of the year clusters, many kinds of things. So I have started exploring that now. There may be vehicle type, urban road, rural road, many kinds of clusters. It's a multi-dimensional thing, and I will apply AI, and I'm hopeful that we'll find ways to better utilize. What do we do about it? So we better utilize our manpower, resources. Our duty deployment of 8-hour shifts, that may not be necessary. I think we may need to focus on certain hours and certain traffic interventions that we can do. Now, so this is one thing in which I would like to work on, traffic accident analysis. Number 2, one of the points which was there in your agenda, I saw, was use of AI in investigation. Now, it's a very important, very promising field, use of AI in investigation. If you have a case and you have charge sheeted, theoretically, it should be possible to predict whether that case will end in charge sheet or whether it will whether it will end in conviction or whether it will end in acquittal. Theoretically, given certain features of the case, it's all about features. So once you know the cases which have a good future, then you focus on them. You do the trial monitoring, you ensure that the witnesses don't go bad and things like a lot of things. We all do case trial monitoring, but then we do it blindly. So that could be one possible use of AI to, and I'm exploring it. I've not started work on that, but I'm exploring it, and I'm sure it's doable. So please do doable things, things which you can do with very little effort and which can give you results. So with that, I would end my speech. And thank you once again, Pawan, for inviting me to this very prestigious convention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request from Shri B.K. Sharma, sir, to propose vote of thanks.
Respected Sri Sanjay Singh, IPS ADG, West Bengal Police, Sri Pawan Srivastav, IPS Director CAPT, esteemed guests, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing of First National Conference on Emerging Technology. Over the past 2 days, we have had the privilege of listening to some of the finest minds in the field of technology and law enforcement, sharing their insight and experience. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Sri Sanjay Singh sir, IPS West Bengal Police, for sparing this time to connect with us and sharing a beautiful insight to the audience. Sir, the small presentation given by you depicts how the technology can be useful and how it can be force multiplier for the police forces and law enforcement agencies. Now my next thanks goes to Sri Pawan Srivastav sir for gracing the occasion and sharing his vision with us. Sir is a firm believer in the power of technology and its potential to transform the way law enforcement agencies operate. Indeed, it is sir's unwavering passion for technology which has been crucial in making this conference a reality. I would also like to extend my appreciation to Sri DC Sagar sir, IPS ADGP Sardol Zone, MP, for his remarkable contribution to this conference. As the moderator, he kept the audience engaged with his lively and witty remarks, and his keen insight added depth and clarity to the discussions. Sir, your expertise and leadership added a valuable dimension to the conference, and we are grateful to you, sir. I would also like to thank all the participants who have made this event a great success. It has been a pleasure to have such a diverse group of audience, including representatives and very senior officers from the state police, BSF, SSB, NCB, research scholars, and other government agencies. Your contribution to the discussion and deliberation have been precious, and we appreciate your active participation throughout the conference. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to all the keynote speakers, presenters, and panelists who have shared their knowledge and experience with us. Your insight and perspective have helped us all to gain deeper understanding of the role that technology can play in law enforcement. Last but not the least, big applaud goes to Conference Secretary Sri Parvez Aslam, all for his meticulous planning, coordination, and contribution in making this event a successful. Finally, I would like to thank our hardworking staff of CAPT who has worked tirelessly behind the scene to ensure that everything goes smoothly. With that, thanks to all of you and wishing very best in your future endeavor. Jai Hind.
Colonel Hemant, NSG, 3 minutes.
Respected Chair, and all officers who are present here. On behalf of NSG, though we are not a part of the law enforcement agencies, but we are actively involved in other facets. The entire talk which was there was fascinating, educative, and we learned a lot from all of this. We came with certain expectations. CAPT went beyond these expectations. Be it the kind of curriculum that you put for us, the speakers that you got in, the coordination aspects where we were staying. I'll take a little less than 3 minutes, sir. I would end it over here, sir. I would request CAPT to either, one of the suggestions was either increase the scope of the days in which we are learning and not reduce the scope of the learning per se. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for everything. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your precious words. Now we all stand for national anthem. Thank you all for being patient enough and attended the conference. Thank you everyone.